When I got off the school bus, the very first thing that caught my eye was the patch of dark cloud overtaking the sky. Damn, Mom told me to take the umbrella, but like always, I didn't bother to listen to her. As I walked down the narrow road surrounded by woods, I could hear low rumble of an upcoming thunderstorm. Cold winds started blowing my hair and jacket. Suddenly, I felt someone was following me. I stopped and turned, but all I could see was the long, empty road behind me. I began walking again when I saw a man coming out of the woods. He stopped in front of me and said, "You need to come with me." I glanced at his face with a confusion, but he took out a badge from his pocket. "Look, I'm a cop, and I caught your brother smoking in these woods. If you want his bail, you need to follow me then," he said on a serious tone. Now, my brother Max is no saint, so even though it all seemed pretty redundant, I still chose to follow this guy because he was a cop. Why would a cop lie to a 14-year-old, right?
Okay, let's go. Mom will be so mad,
I replied nervously. The man didn't say anything more and started walking into the woods. Daylight has almost gone by then, and he turned on flashlight to make way. As we walked, I could hear the coyotes howling at distance. The weather was getting worse, and I could see our house at the distance.
Will he spend the night in jail?
I asked with hesitation, but the guy didn't reply, just kept walking. I asked the same question again, and he stopped. He suddenly held out a taser to my neck and screamed, "I ain't no cop, so just shut up and keep walking." The hair at the back of my neck stood up. I've come pretty far from my house. Judging the distance and the weather, I was confident that if I try to run or scream, I'll probably be dead. I knew I half walked into a trap and was standing in the deep woods with my kidnapper.
Fine. I'll do what you say.
He stared at my face for 5 seconds, then grabbed my left hand and started to walk. I didn't protest, just let him do what he wanted so he doesn't hurt me more. After walking for half an hour, we reached near a big boulder. The man pointed the flashlight under the boulder and I could spot a trap door. He pulled it open and broken stairs led to a dark cavern. "Get in!" he screamed. I looked around me one more time, then quietly went in. It was an old bunker, probably made during the wars for the army to stay hidden during the nights. There was a rugged mattress in one corner and an old wooden chair next to it. Empty beer bottles were rolling on the floor, and a small light bulb hung from the ceiling, which looked new. So, he had this all planned beforehand. What happened after is a lifelong trauma that lasted for 10 days.
Shut up!
He would go out once a day and assault me every night. I let him do vile things to me, just so I can stay alive. At nights, I would wake up from pain and a dizzy state, just to see him lying right beside me with an evil stare and an ear-to-ear smile. I could hear low sounds of birds chirping, owl hooting, lying on the dirty mattress, and that's how I counted days. Tears rolled down my cheek every time I thought of Mom and my brother. Will they ever find me? How will they know that I'm here? I almost lost my hope when one day I saw the man playing game on his phone. I asked him if he let me play as well, since I have nothing to do. By then, he has started to believe that a timid, naive girl like me won't even think about escape because she prefers being alive. My act of submission helped me to gain his trust, so when he gave me his phone, I continued playing on it. He watched me, then dozed off, drinking on the chair. And once he did, I texted my mom. I finally made the move. I deleted the text and pretended to fall asleep as well. My ears waited to hear the cop siren and barking of sniffer dogs. An hour went by and finally, I heard it. I opened my eyes to see my abductor going frantic. He was throwing glass bottles all over and cursing me like hell. You called the cops on me? I trusted you, he shouted. Hands up! You're under arrest! On September 6 of 2006, 14-year-old Elizabeth Shoaff was kidnapped after she got off her school bus by a guy named Vincent Filyaw. Vincent gained her trust by posing as a police officer. He walked her around in the woods and kept her prisoner in an underground bunker. Filyaw stripped her, restrained her with chains, and tortured her several times a day over the duration of her 10-day captivity. On 11th day, Elizabeth convinced Filyaw to let her borrow his cellular phone to play games. Once she had his phone, she texted her mother and friends, who contacted the police. Filyaw was arrested carrying a taser, pellet gun, and a knife. He was charged with kidnapping, possession of illegal weapons, and impersonating a police officer, with other assault charges.